Welcome to another marvelous episode of the College Football Showdown. I am the governor of college football, and with me, as always, is my co-pilot, Jalen Wilson. Jalen, by the sound of my voice, you know it's gone, dog. Big up for Josh Allen. Hey, listen, I just got to say one thing before we get to today's episode. All the Buffaloes haters, whether it's the Colorado Buffaloes or it's the Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills haters, go sit in the corner. It's our moment for right now. My voice is gone. I probably said F the Chiefs like 20 times. My next door neighbor happens to be a Bills fan as well. I heard him yelling. He heard me yelling. It was amazing, bro. How you doing, brother? I feel like it's been a minute since we did this. For those who y'all don't know, I do have a very special announcement to make. Starting Monday, December 2nd, over on the College Basketball Nation channel, we will be going live with CBB Full Court Press. Me, Jalen, I believe Moon will be joining us on select episodes as well. Jalen, it's been fun building this college basketball thing. If anybody's been wondering where the hell I've been, that's what I've been working on. I've kind of, everybody got it over on this side. Let me get it started on this side. Jalen, first and foremost, how you been, man? I feel like I ain't talked to you in a minute, man. How you been?
I've been straight. Just been working, consistently trying to post on YouTube and working at work. So other than that, I've been good.
I know you've been in the gym, man. You getting skinny on me, man.
I appreciate that because I promise you, whenever you lose weight, you really don't notice, but
everybody else notice, like, because I haven't seen you in a video in a minute, so I can tell that you know what I'm saying, you get skinny on me, man. So we're gonna talk college football. I want to kind of go back to the older style episodes. You remember the ones we were doing all season? It was just straight discussions, and I feel like my favorite episodes are some of the ones we just get these discussion gems. So I wanted to go discussion based. And I have a few thoughts. Let's kick it off with something interesting. So, getting into the season, I said that Dylan Gabriel will take Oregon to higher heights than Bo Nix ever did. I get a lot of backlash. I get backlash,
particularly by me.
You and Nino. I get backlash from, and I'm sure if SC could throw something in there, I'll get backlash from him as well. And Saturday, me and Jalen were having a conversation. We always have conversation via text, like, either one of us calling a team frauds, or I knew the Dylan Gabriel hate was coming. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows I've been a Dylan Gabriel fan for a very long time. So you believe that it's been what the defense can do for Oregon is the reason why you think they've taken that next step. And in my opinion, they're playing in a better conference, even though you said their schedule's kind of been cupcake. Let's talk about that before we get into today's episode.
Yeah, I think when you look at, like, especially like Bo Nix first, his only 2 years, the defense sucked. Especially the first year, the defense was terrible.
Yeah.
Last year, the defense improved from the first season,
right?
But it was still not as good as this defense.
It takes a couple of years for a team to match the identity of a head coach. We know that Dan Lanning at heart is a defensive guy. He just happened to be playing, coaching a team that's historically known for having sexy offenses. So it took him a while to get his guys in there for them as a program to really, push the agenda that they needed to push. And here, like you said, that was a game they could have lost. They could have very well lost. We've seen them lose physical matchups like this before with Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to throw them out like that, but you feel like if Bo Nix had this defense, that they're a national championship team, bar none.
Yeah, I feel like they're like leaps and bounds better than Ohio State if they had Bo Nix.
If they had Bo Nix.
Like I feel like Bo Nix is more accurate than Dylan Gabriel. Also feel like Dylan Gabriel red zone turnovers are bad. Like I think
they are really bad. So we see Bo Nix is kind of have the Denver Broncos.
Surprisingly,
they have them gelling. He's been playing really well. I think what I love about Dylan Gabriel is the anticipatory throws. I think everybody kind of knows that by now. But I just wanted to talk about that briefly before we really get into our first segment. So, how many teams will get into the college football playoff from each conference? This is more of a conference breakdown. So we know there's 12 spots. One spot is already taken by the G5. So we're really looking at these 11 other spots. And let's talk about it from a conference breakdown perspective. So I want to get your opinion on this.
So I was like 4 from the Big Ten. Because you got Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana, If Indiana loses to Ohio State, they might get robbed.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Then I was like, from the ACC, you got, but Miami's definitely the lock. FSMU, even though they lead the conference, they're not a lock. They have to win that. They have to win that ACC championship. They have to win the ACC championship.
And if that happens, Miami's out.
I don't think so.
If Miami and SMU playing the championship, SMU beats Miami, Miami is out, bro.
Miami's staying in. Miami is staying in.
Okay. Okay, so you think the ACC will get more than one team?
Yeah, I think the ACC will get more than one team.
I don't think that happens at all. But go ahead, continue. It's Notre Dame in.
They got to be.
I don't think they're in.
They got to be Navy.
They got to be Army, and then they got to play USC.
Oh yeah. I said Navy.
Yeah,
Army.
No.
Yeah,
I know what you meant. You think Lincoln Riley and Jada Maaba is not going to be ready for them?
They might be, but I don't know. USC has not looked great this year.
They haven't. They did look better against Nebraska. That game is in SoCal. It's for all the marbles for Notre Dame because Notre Dame don't play in no conference championship. It's no rebounding from that. With a loss against NIU or either Army or USC, they're out. In my opinion, they're out. How you feel about that? So is Notre Dame in on your for you? Yes or no?
I mean, I have them beating Army, and I would have them beating USC.
So yeah, they're
so
in.
They would be
11-1. They're in.
Now,
so you said
if they were to lose to
one of those,
either one of those, they're out.
They're out 100%. I think we agree there. Big 12 only see one team getting there.
Yes, because it's either BYU or Colorado.
And BYU has a bad loss to Kansas, so if they don't win a conference championship, they're out, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
SEC. I was like,
that's
I don't
not
know.
hard. That
I was like, I don't know.
I would make the argument that 5 SEC teams will get in. 5.
So would that be like Texas A&M leads the conference in wins, if I'm not mistaken.
They're tied with Texas, but Texas has because they had the overall better record. But Texas is 9-1. Texas A&M is 8-2. Georgia's 8-2, and Georgia has impressive wins. Tennessee is 8-2. Alabama's 8-2. Ole Miss is 8-2, and look out, South Carolina 7-3, and they play a pretty decent schedule.
South Carolina probably not.
They probably not going
because every hard opponent that they face, if I'm not mistaken, they've lost to, even though they lost close.
Yeah.
Except for who was the team that they beat? Did they beat
Texas A&M?
Yeah, it beat Texas
handily.
A&M. Yep.
So if they went out, I think they play Clemson. And who's the other team that South Carolina plays?
I'm not too sure.
You have to say they're in. They have a chance.
I don't think so.
They play Wofford and Clemson. If they're able to win those 2 games, finish the season at 9-3, South Carolina doesn't have a chance to make the playoff. Well, some of the wins that they
already got too many SEC teams ahead of them. You got too many.
You're right, but I think there's a chance though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess there's a chance, but I just feel like there's too many Big Ten, SEC. Yeah. Like there's too many conference. There's just too many teams ahead of them already to where it's like they can't make it.
Missouri is already out, and then I don't want to talk about LSU because I've been telling people about Brian Kelly for a long time. So, but if you look at South Carolina, Ole Miss, that's 2, Alabama's 3, Tennessee is 4, Georgia's 5, Texas A&M is 6, Texas is 7. They're not getting 7 teams in, but you're talking about 7 teams that are fighting for 4 or 5 spots.
What's Tennessee's record? 8-2.
Yeah, Tennessee's 8-2.
Okay.
And they got a couple key victories, bro. We can't take that away from them. So, all right, let's go back to your list. You said you got 4. You got 4 from the big conference. I always say Big Ten, but you got 4 from the big conference. You got 1 from independent. That's 5. You have 2 from the ACC. That's 7. So you're saying SEC is only and not to mention the 1 from the Big Ten. Did we count that already? I'm sorry, the Big 12.
Yeah, that's the 4 from the Big Ten. You mean Big 12?
Yeah, I've been Big 12. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Colorado or BYU. I'm not too sure about the ACC one because it's like
ACC is only getting. That's what I'm telling you. ACC is only getting 1 team in, bro.
No, if Miami loses in the conference championship, they're getting 2. Miami's getting
okay,
in.
okay. You say that, right? Whose resume is better, Texas A&M or Miami's?
Texas A&M.
Whose resume is better, Georgia or Miami's?
Georgia.
Whose resume is better, Tennessee or Miami's?
Remind me what Tennessee beating again.
Let's go to their schedule. They beat Bama. Beat Bama.
Oh yeah, they did beat Bama. Yep.
I think that's their best when they did lose to Arkansas.
They lost to Arkansas and Georgia.
They lost to Arkansas and Georgia. I guess the Florida one isn't a super big one.
It's an okay win.
Yeah,
It ain't nothing too impressive, but it's an okay win.
Okay, but you still like Miami's resume over Tennessee's resume.
And Miami's resume is like Virginia Tech, Louisville, Florida State, Florida.
Yeah, they did beat Florida. Beat Florida. So you like Alabama's resume better, or do you like Miami's resume better? Where does Ole Miss fit in all of this? This is what I'm saying. ACC is only going to get one. If you want to go to the conference, if you want to go to the playoff in the ACC or Big 12, you better win your conference championship. That's the only chance you have.
I don't think Ole Miss will get in.
Ole Miss wouldn't get in with two combined losses of like 5 or 6 points. Are you kidding me? Kentucky was a bad loss.
Somebody got to bite the bullet.
But okay.
Like a couple teams just got to bite the bullet, and it's
you say they don't get in, right? But they beat South Carolina. They beat South Carolina. They beat Georgia handily. They beat the hell out of Arkansas. Like if they beat Florida and Mississippi State don't count, they'll win their last 2 games, in my opinion.
Where
at 10-2 don't get them into the dance. Miami in the college football poll. I mean, the playoff poll doesn't come out till tomorrow. But right now, currently in the AP poll, right now they're 11th, and then from the college football playoff poll from last week, they're at 9.
They're at 9. Okay,
yeah.
That might change my stance because that's where it's like they have to win.
Yeah,
because if they were at like 5 or 6, then I'm like,
you feel like they would be. You feel like they would be a lot.
Because if they blow let's say they blow their last 2 opponents out, they jump up to like maybe number 4, maybe number 3, and it's like, oh, okay. If they lose, they cool. That would change my stance to where only one ACC team gets in.
I got one ACC team, one Big 12 team, 4. I almost want to say 3 Big 10 teams. Almost want to see 3. Almost want to say 3 because I'm confident.
4 a lot.
I'm confident in 5 SEC teams. I'm almost confident in 6, but I'm confident in 5 SEC teams.
Will it depend on how Indiana lose to Ohio State if they lose?
Yeah, it would. That would be what I'm watching. And then who's Indiana's last game after that? Because because they're 10-0, they got 2 games left.
If I'm not mistaken, it's not like
no. It's Purdue. It's Purdue. Yeah, oh yeah. So they'll win 11 games. They're locked to make the playoffs. So yeah. So Big 10 is getting 4. SEC is getting 5. That means ACC get 1. That means Big 12 gets 1. And that means Notre Dame is losing one of these last 2 games. Because I just don't see how it all plays out.
SEC, you have to get 4.
Yeah. Who's out? Who's the odd man out?
Somebody's going to drop a game. Somebody's going to have to drop a game. I don't know who it will be. I don't know if it'll be.
So Alabama plays in Norman, and then they play Auburn. We know Iron Bowl is always close, regardless to where it is, regardless to how well the 2 teams were playing. So Alabama plays in Norman, and then they play home against Auburn. Let's just look at everybody's schedule. Texas' last 2 games are Kentucky. Then they play in College Station versus Texas A&M. I like Texas A&M.
Where's Texas A&M ranked in college football playoffs?
In the college football playoff right now,
where they're ranked.
Texas A&M is at 15 right now.
But a loss to put them out.
A loss will 100% put them out. I agree with you there. Let's look at Texas A&M last two games. They play at Auburn and then they play against Texas. They have to win out. So I think we're both in agreement that Texas has to win out. Georgia has a beautiful resume, but they play UMass and they play Georgia Tech. Both are winnable games.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, they'll beat the crap out of UMass, but the Georgia Tech game, Georgia Tech will be prepared. I can't say that. Tennessee's last two games, who do they play? Ooh, they'll kill UTEP, but that game in Vandy, I can't just say, oh, Tennessee is going to just win that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that'd be an interesting one, but they need to win out if they want a chance. Did we already go over Bama last two games? Yes, we did.
Yeah.
It's Oklahoma.
But Ole Miss.
Ole Miss last two games, they got a tough one in Florida. It's a must win, and then they play Mississippi State at home. And I think this is after a bye too, so they should be ready for that Florida game.
The Florida one is tricky because
it is tricky. It is tricky because
I honestly think DJ Latway don't get hurt. I honestly think DJ Latway don't get hurt. Well, we might have a different discussion about Georgia.
Yeah, we might be having a total different discussion about Georgia. But there is a world where Texas finishes with 2 losses, A&M finishes with 2 losses, Georgia finishes with 2 losses, Tennessee finishes with 2 losses, Alabama finishes with 2 losses, Ole Miss finishes with 2 losses. Who's the odd man out?
I think it's Texas A&M.
Is it?
Unless Texas A&M somehow make it to the conference championship, it's probably Texas A&M.
With the win over Texas and
you're saying they beat Texas?
Yeah. If they beat Texas and all those teams I mentioned finished with 2 losses, based on their resume, that South Carolina game will really stand out to the committee. But they beat the hell out of LSU, they beat the hell out of Mizzou.
KT, the committee better than me. I might just leave Alabama out.
Alabama will be out for your money. So it's tough. I think that's why I say I think the SEC gets 5 teams because they're. But what happens if Notre Dame doesn't lose?
Yeah, then it's like,
do you give them 4?
Where's Notre Dame ranked in the conference?
Right.
Because this is where they rank that right now matters because it's like,
yeah, they're number 8 in the college football playoff rank.
Yeah, like if they win out,
yeah,
they're in.
It's rough. It's rough.
Like, if Notre Dame wins out, they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because they're 8. That means, let's say by the end of their rankings, they might be 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how they win, they might be 7th or 6th. Yeah, somebody's going to bite a bullet, and we don't know what the team is going to be. It's
we thought that this was going to cause less confusion. It
caused more confusion.
Way more confusion. It's causing a lot more confusion because if only 3 Big Ten teams get in, somebody has a legitimate gripe. If only 3 or 4 SEC teams get in, somebody has a legitimate gripe. So what is your merit? What are you basing it off of? At that point, because we've seen the fix happen last year. Now, granted, hindsight being 2020, we see Florida State get dominated in the Peach Bowl last year. Yeah. But based on their merit, based on their resume, they had a qualifying. So how will the fix go in? We know about the big conference in the SEC alliance. We know about that. They want to control. They want to have a stronghold over the sport. How does all of this play out? Because, if SEC get 4 and things work out the way that I think they'll work out, 2 teams that have a legitimate grade.
We should revisit it. We should really revisit this next weekend, the week after.
Yeah. I think we'll have some more answers. What happens if Florida does, beat Ole Miss? That Ole Miss is mathematically eliminated for the college football playoff, and then I will put on a red nose because I'm a clown for my prediction. It can't happen.
I honestly think give me by. If we have the same segment next show, I think I can probably come up with like dang near the perfect formula. I'm not too sure it's going to be the perfect formula, but
hey, SC, I really appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate that. He said, "My guys, best overall college football show. Let's effing go." I appreciate that, brother. Truly appreciate that. Thank you. SC, man, it's been a while, man. Hope all is well.
Yeah.
SC, can we get you to chime in on something real quick? SC, I'm a Dylan Gabriel fan. To a fault. In the beginning of the season, I said that Dylan Gabriel will take this Oregon team to higher heights. than Bo Nix did during his tenure there. So far, it looks okay. They looked a little shaky this weekend, and in Wisconsin, in Madison, Wisconsin. How do you feel? You feel like if Bo Nix is on this team right now, they're bar none the national champion? Because Jalen was giving me some heat, the heat Saturday night, early Sunday morning. But yeah, shout out to SC, man. SC got the best Oregon football show out there. It's called The O. Make sure y'all check that out.
It's funny, Kitty. I was just on the game board at the time. I was just like,
where you? Can I tell you something that's completely off subject? But I mean, it'll break up the monotony before we get into the next segment. So, I play 2K competitively.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that on a scale from A, B, C, D, E, when it comes to comp pro-am teams, we're somewhere between a D plus and a C minus. We're okay, but just okay. We could be better, but people just like aren't detailed oriented. Like when I'm playing the game, I'm locked into the screen. I'm like this the entire time. I have no distractions.
I'll be having my phone on.
Yeah, all distractions are done. I got so mad after the game we played yesterday because we lost to a terrible team, bro. I uninstalled the game, bro. And this morning, Joe was like, KT, you really done? I said, I haven't reinstalled it. I did end up reinstalling it, but I got so mad, bro. All right, so this is anybody who played 2K can relate to this. All right, I said, boom, I'm going to be on at 7:25. I knew that's the time the Bills game would be on. Boom, I know Maul got to work early in the morning. If we are on at 7:25, 7:30, that'll give us 2 hours. You can play a game in 27 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I knew we'll get 4 games in. We only got 1 game in, and then it's.
Yeah, I've actually enjoyed playing 2K though.
Have you? Hey, when we gonna do our college basketball league, bro? You need me to set it up? You just let me know what teams you want. I'll let you know what teams are available. Let me know what teams you want, and I'll set it up. Yeah. All right. So SC added some context. He said, without a doubt, if Nick's on the team, they're a clear favorite. Nick has better red zone awareness. Jalen said that earlier. Right now, the weakest link in Gabriel's game. Okay. He said, but also Wisconsin did what teams as of late have not been able to do, which is generate pressure on Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel reminds me of the Tua of the world. He reminds me of Tom Brady. You remember how Miami once upon a time would have New England's number? I know you remember that. And
whenever they run a wildcat and bull crap.
Yeah. They were just able to generate pressure and hit Tom Brady a bunch to really throw his timing off. So I agree. If Dylan Gabriel's getting hit, it's trouble.
Hey, KT, who is your group of 14? Mine is Boise State.
You said yours is Boise State.
Yeah.
Boise State was impressive this week, but I believe they'll have a dance with Fresno in their conference championship. Oh,
it's a Fresno or it's a UNLV?
No. I meant UNLV.
Okay.
It might have a dance with Colorado State. Colorado State does have a 5-0 conference record. If it's Colorado State that they're playing in a conference championship, Boise State will be my G5 winner. If it's UNLV that they're playing in their conference championship, it is without a doubt 100% going to be, even with a loss, it will 100% be Army for my money. Because I think they're going to play Notre Dame close, because that's the what's the name game. Tulane has a chance, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they need Boise State and
they need Boise State and Army to lose, but they're 9-0 in their conference. They can win their conference championship. Right now, it will be Army and Tulane for the American Conference Championship. They've won 8 straight because this is a sport of what have you done for me lately. They've won 8 straight games, so Tulane has been red hot.
Tulane's been red hot, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I just got a crazy text message. Tulane has been red hot, so yes, I think there is a case for Tulane, but they would need kind of control their own destiny. Is Louisiana still playing well?
I'm not too sure. I kind of stopped paying attention a little bit to them and some other.
They lost the game. So Tulane just needs, I think, Boise State to lose. And Boise State can lose in the conference championship, but I think they will lose to UNLV. I don't think they'll lose to Colorado State. And SE added more perspective. He said, come playoffs, if Oregon can't score in the red zone, that will hurt them. I'm loving this intel, SE. On the flip side, Mateo Yu has stepped up tremendously. Jordan Birch, he really is. Hasn't been playing. Get Birch back. Keep that same type of, This Oregon defense, unlike we've seen, we are physical, we are fast, we are secondary filled with ball hawks. Who do you look like? You look like Georgia. That's who you all look like. So, who's your G5 team? Is it 100% Boise State?
I think right now it's 100% Boise State. It's either Boise State or Tulane. I think because it's G5 or G4 champions or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the highest rank.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's kind of merit based. It's kind of merit based as well. It's not just you win your championship. Yeah, it's the highest one for the last
ranked champion.
Yeah,
I think it's either. I mean, it's gonna be the Boise State Army or Tulane. I honestly think it's gonna be Tulane or Boise State. I honestly feel like Boise State, when they was playing UNLV, they were chasing stats for Ashton Jeanty.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk Heisman a little bit later. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail. You saw the thumbnail. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit of Heisman later. But let's change gears here. Let's talk about Coach of the Year. Jalen, who do you think should be in a running for Coach of the Year? If you had a vote, who would it be? I want to start off by saying this. I always say no moral victories, right? We live in a sport of no moral victories, but Florida has had, in my opinion, the hardest schedule I've seen in college football. It's been years since I've seen the schedule this tough. I think Arkansas, it was either last year or the year before. No, it was the year 2 years ago was comparable. South Carolina schedule last year is comparable. It's still not close. This is the toughest schedule I think I've seen in college football in the better part of a decade.
Yeah, probably.
Billy Napier, if he's somehow able to finish the season either at 6-6, 7-5, doesn't deserve the Wendy Award, but should his name be in a consideration, in my opinion? Yes, I want to get that off my chest. Who are some of the guys you've been looking at? I know there's one guy I want to say before you say him. Kenny Dillingham deserves an opportunity. He deserves to be in the spot. Because look how bad Arizona State was.
Yeah,
and then to go to a
1-win team, 2-win team last year.
Yeah, bro, and they've been bad for you. Like the Herman,
I was critical.
Experience was so
Kenny
bad.
Dillingham.
Me
too.
too.
I honestly didn't think he was ready to be a head coach.
Did we have them ranked as our worst team heading into the season in the conference? I think we did. But what he's been able to do, I look at one game. And if Leave It plays in the Cincinnati game, that might be a different game. And we might be talking about a 1-loss Arizona State team instead of a 2-loss Arizona State team. So shout out to the job that Kenny Dillingham has done. I'm sorry, I wanted to steal your answer before you said it. But who else do you have in the running?
So I also got Brad Bielema.
He deserves to be in there as well.
Yeah, like Illinois is projected by many people to be like a 3-win, 4-win team. I was even skeptical on whether we were gonna be both teams. I was like 6 wins.
Which
7
magazine
wins,
had you guys as like the worst team in the conference?
You said what?
There was a magazine. Was it Phil Steele?
Might have been Phil Steele.
You were heated. I remember you were heated. I remember we discussed it. He was like the worst team in the conference, and I forgot what team you said. We're worse than Northwestern. We're worse than like you were heated, bro. I wish I remember what episode number that was.
But it's probably on a rundown somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure if I look through the archives, I look through the crates, I'll be able to find it. But that's rough, bro.
I think they had this over under UCLA, if I'm not mistaken, as well, and Washington.
Okay.
I just think the work that he's done this season has been very good. I feel like we overachieved, even though we did like that little rough patch where we lost to Oregon and Minnesota back to back. But 7 wins, not like I wasn't really expecting 7 wins this early. Like we got a chance to a first 9-win season in since 2007.
Yeah. You're talking about
if we win a bowl game. Man. If we win a bowl game, this would be like our first 10-win season, close to over 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken. Since like 2001.
Did you see the high IQ move that Indiana did this past week?
No.
They gave Kirk Cignetti an extension, 8 years.
Dang.
Show me the money, because they knew in the offseason teams were going to be coming. Continue your list, because I have a theory. Continue your list. I think you're gonna like this theory too.
Dan Lanning for the work that he's done this season, and I feel like he has improved as a coach this season. Less risky decisions, better decision making. I feel like he's just improved as a coach totally. Fran Brown, I think would have to be on the list as well for the work he's done at Syracuse this season. But I mean, number one is Kirsten. Like,
yeah, for sure. I would.
What Indiana was projected to be, versus what a 9-win team now, 10-win team.
They're
now.
10-win. They're 10-win. You know who I think the closest coach to him is?
Who?
Mike Elko, Texas A&M. If Texas A&M able to win their last 2 games, and including a victory over Texas, a game we haven't seen in years. I mean, that would be special.
Oh, I also throw Coach Prime somewhere in there as well.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, Coach Prime would definitely.
For all the criticism I gave him, he done a good job this season.
Yeah, we were both very critical of him, and we weren't coming from a place of hate. We was coming from a place of love. Like, yo, we want y'all to be good, because it was hard being on Twitter last year and seeing people just beat on the Buffaloes. Now everybody kind of quiet, and it's kind of cool. So, yeah, I thought Indiana made a high IQ move. If you're Billy Napier and another job opens up.
You mean Kirsten Eddy or Billy Napier?
No. I mean Billy Napier. Because Billy Napier, I think he's earned the right to stay in Gainesville. But if there's another job, maybe the resources aren't as plentiful as Gainesville. But if there's another job that opens up, should he consider leaving?
I mean, do I got better long-term stability?
Yeah. I mean, let's be real.
But honestly, with how good DJ Lagway is, I don't know. I mean, DJ Lagway, if I'm not mistaken, DJ Lagway is a Billy Napier guy. They have really good connection.
100%.
And maybe no matter where Billy Napier goes, DJ Lagway goes. But if I'm Florida, I mean, Florida already said that he's staying. Also, shout out to me. Just saying, every time I make a Rise video, the team start to win. So
yeah, that's very true. Every time you do that, they do start to win. But yeah,
I can't help Miami.
Billy Napier
just bound to lose.
Has done a great job. Like, because I think about what Jeff Hafley did last year, and that's going to end up playing, I think, huge dividends for Jeff Hafley. Honestly, Green Bay is rolling right now, and hey, if a team shows their hand, and they said they were going to fire him, and then they've been able to be competitive and win games, does he stay? I think Kirk Cincinnati leaves if Indiana don't show him the money the way that they showed him the money. So another team was just going to offer him. Another team with more resources would have just offered him more money, but they gave him an 8-year deal. That's kind of.
I don't know if it's stopping. I still don't know if that extension is stopping the team.
Right. Teams will still try their hand. So, how do you feel about this Deion situation? I'm sure you've heard the rumors. The Dallas Cowboys may be interested.
I mean, me and Steve had this discussion, I think, Friday night, and we both was like, listen, Deion don't want to coach in the NFL, and I think he said it. I remember Iverson, if I'm not mistaken, also said this. He was like, I wouldn't want to coach NBA players. Too much ego to go around. They already making more money than me. Like, that's not that's always not the best thing.
I think his biggest problem wouldn't be the player. I think it'll be the owner. How much power would that owner be willing to, relinquish?
But I feel like Jerry Jones would be willing to relinquish some power to Deion.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Jerry Jones is kind of a hard-headed dummy. So who knows? Well, at least when it comes to football. Yeah, I mean, dude's a billionaire when it comes, or a million, whatever he is, when it comes to business stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I think when it I don't know. Like, I feel like there's just too much ego and what's the other word I'm looking for? Personality mix that doesn't go well. Sometimes in the NFL, and if honestly, I'm Coach Prime, I don't want to touch the NFL. Why would I? I mean,
Yeah, I agree, but you and I both know he can't continue what he's doing at Colorado.
Yeah,
He can't not because of his inability to recruit out of high school. He can recruit via the portal.
he only has like 10 recruits right now. When I'm
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So like, does he go elsewhere? You know, does he stay in Boulder? Because I think not that I don't think the resources are plentiful in Boulder. I think they are plentiful. I just think I'm not sure how much Coach Prime is willing.
Yeah,
This
because I think
real bad.
Dion would be smart enough to realize, okay, yeah, Boulder got some resources, but let's say Florida State fire Mike Norvell.
And that's what SC just said. He said if Florida State reaches out, does he take that job?
Yeah,
now, he sound like he has some beef with Florida State.
He probably does.
I'm not sure what's going on with him in Tallahassee, but if they're able to get over that and they're able to fix that, would he take the job down there? Absolutely. I have a question for you. And I think you're going to like this question. How bad or good or overbearing of a coach's dad does Dion be? That does this? A lot of people looked at LeVar Ball as a bad person. I think LeVar Ball did a fantastic job with having
LeVar Ball
kids.
just misunderstood.
He's 100% misunderstood, and the way that ESPN tried to railroad him, I was never a fan of that. That man raised his kids. That man took care of his family. That man took care of his sick wife. They tried to paint this narrative. He got almost 3 kids to the NBA. Almost 3 of his kids played in the NBA, bro. You know how crazy that is.
And it wasn't like he had like pull like LeBron, like LeBron be like, "Hey, I'm LeBron James,
right?
You better draft Bron."
Right.
It was like he did all the marketing, and he wasn't somebody that had NBA inside. Be like, "Hey, can you draft my kid, second overall pick?"
Right?
Like, no, like
he talked that talk, and his kids walked that walk. But we've heard Dion say before they're going to choose where they play. This isn't unprecedented. We've seen Eli Manning do it, and the Mannings do it, and what you call it, the Manning media cartel. We've seen John Elway do it, absolutely refusing to play for the Colts. He said, "I will go play baseball." So Travis Hunter and Dion,
didn't Bo Jackson do that too? Bo Jackson didn't like when he got drafted. He got drafted number 1 overall, and then he was like, "I don't want to be here."
I think he
play baseball, and then he got drafted like 6th round.
Supplemental. It was something weird. So I knew Travis Hunter and Deion Sanders were close, but I didn't know the dynamic. Like when they had like a break, Travis Hunter went to Deion's house. Shador didn't even go to Deion's house. Like they're that close. So do you think that Deion may be a little overbearing when it comes to all of this stuff? Like, being outspoken about how coaches are coaching his son.
It all depends on what he views as teams that would be bad to go to. Like I feel like if he was like, "Oh yeah, the Patriots would be a terrible team to go to," and I get him, it might sound biased, I'm a Patriots fan, but I was like, if he would say like, "Oh yeah, Travis shouldn't go to the Patriots because they look like a dumpster fire, 3-win team, blah blah blah." Back-to-back high first-round picks, but I'm like, we're just a couple pieces away from making a playoff push.
I don't think that would be a dump. I don't think that would be a dumpster fire at all.
Even
I'm
like
sure he would want both of them in big markets, but I know for a fact that Travis Hunter wants to stay in Colorado. He loves Boulder. He loves where he lives at. He said when he goes out of town, his neighbor takes his dogs out. Like he loves it there. If it was his choice, he would play for Marcos.
Yeah,
they're not gonna have it a high enough pick.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So,
and I think when you look at the honestly, I don't I wouldn't blame him if he don't want to go to if he don't want Travis or Shador to go to the Giants. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all. What about Vegas?
I won't want to go to Vegas either. The Titans would be interesting because I think the Titans they're a couple pieces away to making they're a couple of terrible Will Levis throws from being like potential playoff in the hunt team. Like,
you think they messed up by going to Rudolph?
No. But
at the time they deserved the opportunity.
I honestly feel like no matter who they went, it was gonna be like it was gonna be a struggle regardless, right? Yeah. But I honestly don't feel like he's overbearing. Granted, I wasn't around for Eli. Like I wouldn't I don't know how the whole Manny situation happened with Eli and all that. But
yeah. So Yeah, they pretty much San Diego won it. Won it. Eli. They did. Not that they didn't want Phillip Rivers. They wanted Eli. He told them he would refuse to go there. He would refuse to play there, and essentially they forced San Diego Chargers' hands, and they had to pretty much swap picks with the New York Giants, and that's how it went.
Because that's when the Chargers had Drew Brees, right?
But then, the Chargers at that time, that prototypical quarterback was, 6'4".
Yeah.
225, and then Drew Brees, who I think he's listed as 5'11", but he's probably about 5'9", 5'10".
Fun fact. I went like 15 years, 16 years of my life knowing that, or without knowing that Drew Brees played for the Chargers.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just so used to that man on the Saints when I was a kid and teenager. I used to think, okay, he that man was just a Saints life.
We got my guy Nino Brown, the mayor of college football, in the building. Hey man, shout out to Nino, man. They've been killing it on Overreaction Monday. I've been thoroughly enjoying the shows with him, Boomer, and D. Now he says Shador to Vegas is a lock. I like to see Shador in those colors. It's just the organization. I don't know. I don't know. That organization is rough. So let's move along. So let's talk Heisman. If you were a voter, who's your vote going to?
Travis Hunter. If you asked me this in the middle of October, it would have went Ashton Jensen.
Ashton Jensen for sure. Yeah. Why Hunter?
I mean, I just think when you look at both sides of the ball, he's making an impact on both sides with interceptions, with catches.
Now, thank you, God, after every Vegas loss. Is that true, bro? I did not know that, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I just feel like
Travis. Yes, sir. Mayor of College Football says Travis. I'm with you.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like the impact that he's making on both sides of the ball. I feel like
he just had his Heisman moment too, I think.
Yeah, like I feel like what he's doing is what we haven't seen the other players that play both sides of the ball do, at least because they never had like this whole thing where they play basically all the snaps on offense and all the snaps on defense.
Yeah, they had package plays that will get them the ball that will help their chances of saying, oh, hey, he's a two-way player. No, Travis Hunter is the first true two-way player that we have seen in this sport, and it's crazy. Every week is a Heisman moment. I love that take.
And like honestly, like
is anybody else gonna run it, or is just a two-man running? You think?
Probably just two-man run. I mean, Dylan Gabriel, I guess, could be tossing there. I don't really feel like he has a chance. Other than that, it's like who else?
I feel like if Nick Sheridan had just let Milroe out sooner, I feel like we would be talking about Milroe being in the spot as well. But it took them weeks, and I feel like they made the same mistake last year with Tommy Reese, where they took too long to just, hey man, let him cook. I feel like if Nick Sheridan would have done that sooner, I feel like we'd be talking about Milroe in the spot as well.
So sometimes when you let a bad cook, or when you let it cook too much, they end up messing something up.
I agree. He said Cam Gabriel backed away after week 2.
Oh yeah, Cam Ward. How can I forget? Cam Ward probably third.
Third. Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, if Melvin Gordon didn't win it back in 20, what was the year? He had 2,600 yards, like 27 touchdowns, something crazy like that.
What year was that?
That was like 2014.
Yeah, it was something like that.
That was like 2014-15. That season, the first season of the college football playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, yo, everybody, you're Dylan Gabriel head after that. Almost losing to Madison, bro.
Yeah, if Melvin Gordon didn't win it with that type of season, Ashton Jensen definitely not winning it.
Hey, Brian Browning, man, I've been waiting to see you, man. How you feeling about Boise State? Should your boy Ashton Jensen win the Heisman? I got so many questions, bro. You guys gonna still win your conference? I got so many questions, brother. Mayor of College Football, we was talking about Kenny Dillingham earlier, man. I love the job that he's done at Arizona State. I feel the resident Boise State fan is back. Yes, sir. You are the resident fan of Boise State. Every time you in here, I want to talk Boise State football. Yeah, UNLV ranked, but hey, Nino, did you peep that in the conference, Colorado State is ahead of UNLV? If Colorado State plays Boise State in a conference championship, I'm going 100% Boise State, and I think that they will get the bid for the college football playoff. But if they play UNLV, I think it'll be a good game. He said, "Glad to see you in UNLV." Right? I guess for your merit and your resume, that does kind of help in a way. All right, Jalen. So let's get to our last segment. I want to talk some pro football. I don't know if you've seen the latest draft order. I believe Jacksonville's 1. Is it Tennessee 2 or Vegas is 2? So something like that. But
it's Tennessee, but
let me pull it up.
Right.
I think you're right. So right now, yes, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Cleveland, Vegas, and the Giants. How do you think this thing is playing out? What ended up happening in Jacksonville? You think they're gonna
go quarterback?
You think they're gonna start over?
Bro, they just paid Trevor Lawrence all that money. They're not starting over just yet. They hoping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna work out, but they not starting over.
So we know Shador wouldn't go 1 here if it stayed this way. Would it be Travis Hunter?
It honestly might be Travis Hunter. Like,
and this man gotta make an appearance every episode, man. All right, they're not getting Travis Hunter. We hear you, dog. Like, come on, man.
Like, I think it might be Travis Hunter. Unless they ballsy enough to go Shador.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they literally just paid Trevor Lawrence all that money this past all season or the all season before. Yeah, no, they're probably not going quarterback. Like, they're not going quarterback. They're like, there's no way, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a dumb pick. Well, I don't think it'd be a dumb pick because I'm not a huge Trevor Lawrence believer.
But I think you've been consistent in that.
Yeah. The Titans for sure. If they if they stay number 2, they're getting a quarterback. I believe.
Would Dion be okay with the Titans?
I'm not too sure. I think if somebody talks to him, they're like, okay, like, hey, listen, the Titans, I know they ain't doing too hot, but still got a solid receiving core. They still got lots of cap money. They restructured the offensive line. They spent some money on the defense. Like, see this through. Like, this could be a possible destination where he goes to in a thrives. Like, they're a quarterback and a couple pieces away from being a playoff team, in my opinion.
Got you. So right now, Jalen, gut check. This is a rapid fire question. This is how we end in the episode. Who will win the first ever 12-team college football playoff? I'm putting you under the gun.
Oh, Oregon.
Yeah. You confident in that? Even with old Gabriel at quarterback, huh?
Yeah, Oregon. Okay. It's Oregon. If you ask me, okay, not Oregon, Ohio State. After that, okay. I don't know.
So you got the Big Ten pretty much winning the college football playoff this year.
Hey, and Big Ten fans, please don't. Oh, we're Big Ten, best conference in college football. It's not.
It's still a SEC, but I can see a champion coming from the Big Ten as well. Preseason Ole Miss was my pick. Ole Miss is a loss. It's a loss in Gainesville away from being mathematically eliminated. And even if they win out, there's no guarantee that Ole Miss is even going to make the playoff. But I hope they make the playoff. I think if they do make the playoff, it's a whole new ball game. And I truly do believe that. So, of course, that would be my number one pick. A team I want everybody to watch out for is Penn State. That's all I'm saying.
KT, honestly, I thought it was the year after
I know.
Ohio State. KT,
that
I'm
Ohio
not
State,
doing
and
it.
they had it. They was up. They were up 10. They had opportunities, but I really do like Penn State.
I'm not doing the KT.
It's going to be interesting to say the least, but I will say this: put anyone in front of Boise State, and we will make it a game, win or lose. It will be talked about. So Brian Browning did ask an interesting question. He said, with the BYU laws, could Boise State get an at-large bid, regardless to the G5 bid? I don't think that's the way that the committee will play it, because we just went over the list earlier, Brian. Right now, there are 6 teams in the SEC right now that are in the running for making the college football playoff right now. And you can argue 4 teams in the Big Ten. I just think the numbers just wouldn't even out for them. So I think their best chance is to win out, go ahead and get that highest G5 team bid, and I think that would be their bid. Jalen, any closing remarks?
I don't think so. Like, but I feel like we talked about some good topics today. First episode in a while.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. No, I see. Okay. I thought you meant at large bid when you asked that question. The G5 auto bid, absolutely, yes. SEC only get every Power 4 conference gets one auto bid. I thought we were talking about at large bids. But don't forget to check out the CFBNation.com. Yeah, go ahead.
I actually got a question. Could because I be forgetting how the rules work sometimes. Could the Group 14 possibly be a top 4 seed?
Yes.
Okay.
Will they be?
I thought so, but I was like, I never.
No, they won't be though. You said an auto buy bid. No, Brian, I don't see that. I don't see that. Nah. No. I don't think we'll ever see that. Actually, to be honest with you, don't forget to check out the CFBNation.com, fastest growing college football platform in the world, man. We're doing big things on the website. Also check out the CBBNation.com. We're getting that off the ground. December 2nd, we are launching CBB Full Court Press with myself, Jalen, and Moon. It's going to be a lot of fun on that social. We'll be doing that on Mondays, and on Thursdays we will be exclusively doing college football showdown. They should be. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in a sport that survive and advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. And until next time, y'all already know what it is. And make sure you guys don't touch that dial, because at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, we have Overreaction Monday with the mayor of college football, my guy D now and Boomer. You all take care.